And the state legislature are taking a page from conservationists' book. They are suing the feds over the latest rules governing sage-grouse management. Jake Melder is live in studio to explain.
In this 42-page complaint, Idaho's top elected officials say that federal authorities have ignored the state before making their decision. It's a common tactic in environmental decisions, but this time it's those looking for less regulation making the argument. It took less than a week after Secretary Sally Jewell announced the conservation plan for the sage-grouse for Idaho's executive and legislative branch to file suit. Although the species was declared not warranted for listing as endangered, Idaho's elected leaders claim the land use rules tied to the decision are the most extensive to ever come from the feds.
This particular exercise by the federal government in attempting to regulate sage-grouse is the largest ever attempted environmental regulation of species in the history of the country.
As a former attorney general and trial lawyer with 4 decades under his belt, Dave Leroy knows a thing or two about litigating an intergovernment argument.
It is entirely likely that this will greatly slow down the process of implementing these sage-grouse regulations.
Idaho's case relies heavily on federal laws that regulate land management decisions. The state's lawyers argue federal agencies failed to provide public notice or environmental impact studies before laying out the new rules. Ironically, this is an approach often used by conservationists to block commercial use on public lands.
Well, interesting enough, this complaint uses some of the same tactics that environmentalists frequently use against either the federal government or the state government when those governments attempt to adopt a policy.
The case has been filed in D.C., where a federal judge will likely take it up. By taking these steps, the governor and legislature have almost certainly halted things where they are.
It certainly is important to the state of Idaho, to the governor, to the legislature, that the federal government get it right.
The state has called on several in-house lawyers as well as a couple of outside specialists to represent the case. An initial budget of $150,000 has been set aside for this court battle. Live in studio, Jake Melder, 6 on your side.